Alright, we're getting ready to remove the engine and transmission from our 1931 Deluxe Roadster. So far I've got it up on four-wheel dolly so I can move it around the garage. And now it is time to start draining all the fluids and disconnecting things. Stay tuned. We'll get that bucket behind the splash pan so we can drain out the radiator fluid. Typically I would put some foil on the pan here or some plastic in order to protect the paint, but we'll be swapping these out with a fresh set of powder coated ones. Got the petcock here that should start draining the radiator for us. Alright, looks like the petcock is clogged up, so we will grab some pliers and remove it. Hood, and we've got two 1/2-inch nuts up there that I removed from the front, and those are the eagle. I can see that there's some nylocks on there, so I'll be changing those out to the proper hardware. So we'll take out those two and we should be able, with a little bit of help, get the hood off. Alright, we got the hood off, and now we're going to go ahead and start disconnecting some electrical and some accessories. So we'll start with the fumes. Maybe, there we go. Get that out. And we'll take the coil wire out, excuse me, and start doing, you basically need to take off the headlights and the horn before you can take off the radiator. Going after other people's work, and unfortunately I was the other guy this time. I cut a corner and put some quick releases there. They don't fit through the conduit, so I'll be cutting those off and reattaching them when we are done. Alright, so I'll pull that through. Horn. Get that out of there. And then, like the other one, I gotta cut off one side of this, which we will fix and do correctly when we put it back together. Alright, so that is the lighting wiring harness. Already disconnected the battery, so now we go to a 7/16 to take off this. (7/16) takes off the alternator or generator, depending on which flavor you've got. Okay, those are disconnected. In there, and then same 7/16 to loosen this to get the wiring harness removed. Alright, that is now free of the engine except for my temperature gauge, which is right there. Loosen it up a little bit, and the distributor should come right out. Disconnect the throttle linkages. And start pulling some spark plugs. Oh, wrong one. Alright. That was very scary how loose that was. Guess I need to check these more often. Oop, we'll find that in a minute. Plugs do not look too terrible. Double check the fuel valve shut off. We're good. And now let's start. Oop. Half inch. Here we go. Not too bad. Take the choke rod apart. Looks like our rubber is stuck up in there, so we will leave that. There we go. And then let's start taking the carburetor off. From the manifold, that's 2 9/16ths, 1 wrench, 1 socket I use. I'm not going to be able to show you in real time because it takes 2 hands. After that, we've got the radiator to contend with, which is also a 9/16ths, and there should be some cotter pins in there, but we'll see. Alright, so we've got the radiator bolts finally out of there. What a pain in the back that was. And now we're going to go ahead and take off the headlight bar. And the reason why I'm doing this is to give me more room and make it easier to remove the engine. So that's 2 11/16 bolts on either side under the fenders. And I'm going to go inside and try to get some help from somebody from my family to get that pulled off. Okay, headlight bar is off. Now we're going to go ahead and next steps. Take the radiator support rods all the way off. This is loose except for the hose right now. And then I have to take off the splash pans, which is also going to be a little bit of a pain, but I'll be back as soon as I have that done. Alright, so we've got 3 of these. I've got a vice grip clamped to the top because I don't have any help right now, but we should be able to loosen it up fairly easily. Alright, we've got all 3 of them off on the driver's side. Now we need to take out 2 bolts from, loosen 2 bolts from the oil pan. I don't know if we can see them here or not. And then the pan will come out. Alright, pan is out on this side. Let's go do it on the other side. Alright, next we got to take out all of the bell housing to clutch housing bolts. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's 8 of them. And I'm going to have to take out the floorboards in order to do that, which I should have started with, but I'll get that in a bit, back when I'm done. The front wishbone are a major pain. They can't come all the way out because they get blocked by the wishbone. So what you got to do is either drop the wishbone or loosen them, pull the engine forward when you're ready, then back them out the rest of the way, and then they'll drop out. Alright, so floorboards are just a few screws, like right there, right there. I use a little bit of gaffer's tape in order to keep things from rattling, but you don't see that with the carpet. Alright, we got the floorboards out. Next 2 things I'm going to do are disconnect the positive side, or excuse me, the negative side of the battery. And then I'm going to remove these 2 bolts right here, which will disengage and remove the throttle linkage from the back of the engine. You don't have to take that out, but it is a good idea to do it because it will scratch your firewall if you don't. Okay, we're almost to party time. We've got 2 3/4 inch bolts connecting the motor mount to the flywheel housing on either side, and then 2 3/4 inch bolts that are holding on the front motor mount. After that, it's ready to add the bracket that I put into the spark plug holes and get the cherry picker out. Alright, so even though I've done this about 5 or 6 times in my life, keep forgetting a few little things. Next thing we need to do is remove the starter rod, and then we'll go ahead and remove the battery cable the rest of the way, and then we need to remove this main power cable right here. That plus the 4 bolts, 2 on either side in the motor mounts, or rear motor mounts, and then 2 in the front, and we'll be free. Alright, just have the 2 front motor mounts to release, but we are good to go. We are just about ready to pull this out. Got the cherry picker here. And we should be ready to rock.